One greeting from the High 10. It is Everyday Shenanigans on this Thursday, August 13th, 2020. I'd like to bring you a late story that is deriving out of Oak Ridge, Tennessee. Um, I kind of debated about this story as well, but I'm going to bring it to you now since I've already brought you a heinous story out of the said small town, secret city of the lady who was found stored in a freezer. This town seems to be having an uptick of crime here lately. So I just thought I'd bring you information pertaining to the Knoxville, Anderson County area and any other riveting story that will be plaguing our news updates. So here we go. Know that this story happened back in late March. This is by Knox News if you need verification for a source. Oak Ridge Police offering $1,000 reward for information on abandoned baby Wyatt. A makeshift memorial stands along the Melton Lake Greenway in Oak Ridge near the site where the body of an unidentified newborn boy, deemed baby Wyatt by authorities, was found March 26, 2020. And there is also a picture of the makeshift memorial, but I believe it has been taken down. Many people have been inquiring about the makeshift, but I think it's because the bears have been either taken or gotten wet, so the makeshift memorial is down from my understanding. April 10th is the update on this said information. Authorities have yet to receive any leads on the body of the newborn boy found along Melton Hill Lake last month. Abandoned and unidentified, the Oak Ridge Police Department officers have deemed him Baby Wyatt or Little Warrior. It's been very difficult to our investigators who have worked on this. It's very emotional. Police Chief Robert Smith shared in his second Facebook Live video in as many weeks as part of public plea for help in the case. Because all of us are parents, we have children, we have grandchildren. We can relate to this, and the way we see this is Wyatt is one of our children. And there's also a video of Chief Robert Smith giving his commentary on the case. The child was found with his umbilical cord still attached March 26th, along with Melton Lake Greenway, just north of the Edgemore Road Bridge. Samples have been taken for DNA testing, although lab work has been delayed by limited resources amid the priority being given to COVID-19 testing, Smith said. Standing beside his donated wreaths and stuffed animals at a makeshift memorial Thursday, the police chief said several residents also have offered to cover the child's funeral expenses, but his remains cannot be released for burial until he is positively identified. Smith said he will match the $500 reward the police department is offering for information. If you've got information that will help us identify Wyatt, we'll give you $1,000, he said. In his previous video, Smith also noted that safe haven laws in each state allow a parent to relinquish an unharmed newborn at a designated site without the risk of prosecution. In Tennessee, the law allows a mother or father to hand over a child up to 3 days old at any health care facility, fire station, or police department without fault. We don't know Wyatt's mother's stories, and we don't assume to know what happened, Smith said. But there are safe places you can take a baby. It's much better outcome for the child and you both. So that is the information coming out of Oak Ridge, Tennessee, Secret City. A baby was discarded in the lake at Melton Hill Lake. And for many of you who are not familiar with this area, it is a beautiful area with very just beautiful homes neighboring the lake. Many college rowers come to this said location to row each year, but of course with COVID-19 there hasn't been any spring sports activities pertaining to college and universities, but it is a known place for rowers, college rowers, to come to row each spring. As I said, a beautiful area. My thing with this case is that I'm assuming a person who lives locally in the Anderson County area dumped that baby in the lake. I don't think anyone came from Knoxville or 20-25 minutes to dump the baby over in that lake, because many people aren't familiar with that lake unless they live in the Anderson County area. Oak Ridge is in Anderson County, so therefore I'm assuming an Anderson County resident or someone who was living or staying in Oak Ridge area, Claxton, Clinton, dumped that baby in that lake. And it's just like anywhere. Most people only dump people usually in the area where they're familiar. People don't come from 30 minutes away and dump a body a baby, because a baby is smaller. You can easily discard a baby, not to be rude, but you understand what I'm saying, because of its size. It would be easier to dump a baby in a trash bag and throw it in the dumpster or in the woods or whichsoever. You understand what I'm saying? Harder to dispose of a bigger body without being seen carrying the body out and taking it into a car, truck, whichsoever, drum, freezer. But a baby is easier. That's why I think it is a local person. I'm assuming the person is in the Oak Ridge area or Claxton, Clinton area that dumped that baby in that lake. And that's the feeling I have on this case. It is a horrific case. As you see, the police department has named him Wyatt or Little Warrior. I'm praying that someone will come forward and give information to the mother who dropped off the baby. I didn't know that you only had up to 3 days to give a baby to the police or a fire department without fault. I just thought you could give a baby at any age over to the fire department or police without fault. But as you see, it's a 3-day rule. Praying for this baby, that they get information, they get the testing done properly, so the mother, so they can get information on who dumped this baby. But I can tell you what, with the cord still attached, hey, it's some foul mess. And one day, and I'm going to tell you all this later down the line, because I can't say what I really want to say in this video, and that's why I never brought you this video. There's a reason I brought you this video, and I will give you personal information that I think is related to the video. I could be wrong, but I will only give that said information when I am nowhere near the state of Tennessee and not living here. Many of you are probably trying to figure out, God, what does she mean by that? Just know that there are no accidents. And that's what was told to me recently by law enforcement, that there are no accidents, that there are no mistakes, that everything happens for a reason. You cross paths with people for a reason, and you get premonitions and gut feelings for a reason. And I'm going to leave it right there. If anyone in the Tennessee area, East Tennessee area, knows of who dumped that baby Wyatt in Melton Hill Lake, please go to the authorities and give them said information. Don't sit idly by knowing things and hearing things and suspecting things. Justice needs to be served, because this lady could have easily gave birth and gave the baby up for adoption. And that's the spoken word. Like, share, subscribe. Drop your comments below. Thanks for joining me. Once again, another video out of the high 10. This is Everyday Shenanigans. God bless you all. Stay safe. Bye-bye.